So we just got the release of the pilot episode of NBC's The Endgame, and while the trailer set some pretty high expectations for the show, this first episode not only met them, but exceeded them. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon and this is Film Flare, where we discuss anything and everything that makes film and television great. So be sure to subscribe and let's talk about a great new show.
I have a story to tell you. Have I got your attention?
Now, The Endgame is a high-stakes thriller between a recently captured international criminal mastermind who still somehow manages to orchestrate a number of complicated and coordinated bank robberies while in captivity, and the principled, relentless FBI agent who will stop at nothing to stop her.
Agent Valerie Turner.
It's a fun little chess match between the two, and I've had a sneaky suspicion that the show's title was in reference to the game, with Elena controlling everything as the queen. And the pilot episode was just that. Elena moving all of her pieces into place and setting up showdowns and events that'll take place throughout the season. There was a whole lot going on in just this single episode. Not only were the main characters introduced and set up, but there were also the main plot points and conflicts, and the show still somehow managed to squeeze in a couple of early reveals and twists to make sure that they kept your attention. And all of that fit into just 42 episodes, make sure that the pace doesn't give the viewer any time to relax. It was full throttle from the jump and just kept getting better with every passing scene. It's always a pleasure for me to see Morena Baccarin on screen, and I was really excited for her role in this one as the Queenpin. So far, we haven't really gotten much out of her except for a couple lines of dialogue and some knowing looks and smirks. I like her mannerisms and attitude so far, but I do have to say that that accent is just way too distracting. And it could definitely be dropped entirely, or at the very least, just turned down a bit. And while I do like her mysterious character and unknown motives, she does feel like that she knows a bit too much to be believable. Like, she's just so many steps ahead at every point and had to have anticipated every possible contingency. But hopefully that'll feel less like the case as the series moves forward and Val starts to understand what's really going on and becomes a real rival and threat to her plans. And speaking of Valerie Turner, the star of this show so far is Ryan Michelle Bathe as the straight-laced, no-nonsense federal agent whose commitment to her job is undermined by the fact that her husband is in jail for being a dirty cop. Ryan is great in the role as the only one who's even close to a match for Morena's Elena. There were a couple of moments in the episode where it did feel like the writers were leaning a bit too much into the angry black woman trope.
And for that, they want to muscle me out?
If so, is it smart to get up in their face?
Till the Bureau accepts my word, they will get the street fighter side of my DNA.
But I am glad that they didn't overdo that and did manage to give some sort of reasoning behind it that made some sort of sense. The dynamic between Morena and Ryan's characters is really reminiscent of The Blacklist, where the wanted international criminal ends up in the custody of the FBI only to manipulate everything for their own goals, while also having an interest in a single agent who can match their wits. And seeing how I was really into The Blacklist, the vibe of this show is just ticking all the right boxes for me. And the series also has some great names attached to it behind the camera that I've always been a fan of, like Julie Plec and Justin Lin being attached as producers, and Justin having also directed this pilot episode. I've always been a fan of most of the things both of these creators have put out over the years, so their involvement in the show is nothing but good news for the series. And if the upcoming 12 episodes are anywhere near as good as this first one was, then The Endgame will probably become one of my new favorite shows on cable. But what are your thoughts on The Endgame? Let me know in the comments below. I want to know how you would rate the pilot. New episodes of The Endgame air Mondays on NBC. But before you go and do that, please be sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more. It really helps us out, and we're putting out new content every week. But until next time, Have a great day, and don't forget to watch a great show. Bye.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
There's the old street fighter. I have another story to tell you.